Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Not as quick as I used to be, but I'm still the fastest gun in the New West.
There's my lucky head. Ah! I'm holding it!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Stand behind me, friends!
Mending you.
Guess what the doctor ordered.
Your end is within my reach. Repairing your cellular makeup. Come to me! I'll kill you! Show me your wounds.
Death Blossom is ready.
Big Sire. Unassailable, bravo!
Death stops for no one.
My shield holds no! I honor my vow. Why don't you?
Killing pile on the point! A sip for the parched.
I'm on defense.
Reforming you.
I will keep you safe.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
Is there nothing you can do for this pain?
Think of it as fuel beneath the flames of your vengeance.
We're here to be heard.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective. Triple kill. The objective
rider.
I feel this in my bones.
No one can hold me down.
Team kill. All of
My exceptionality. I should put one there.
Face the sunrise! Killing by one out.
You want that louder? Let's attack the objective.
Constructing my teleporter.
Let's do it faster.
Death rider. Got a burr in your head. I'm on the objective. You should swing like
I am outstanding.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
victory. Play of the game.
Looks like they fell for it.
Talk now. think I remember this last time. I gotta take this off of my headset. That's what I gotta do. I'll figure it out.
Initiating launch.
Teams will almost always, every single time, come out on Sigma on this map. And if they're not playing Sigma, they're probably playing Dive if they're on attack. So you're going to see that Winston, that Diva. Not usually the Wrecking Ball unless there's like a one trick, but yeah, it looks like they are going to be coming out on the Winston on attack. So
Stay sharp. Let's try to keep you alive.
yeah, it'll be interesting because I don't think UNI is going to play this Sigma, and I don't know if they're going to really want to
One
into the
day,
Winston.
you'll pay for all the crimes
They are
you've
coming
committed.
out with Jet
You're always
on
handsome
the
when you
Widow.
talk.
Both teams have a Widow. And then the difference being the Mei for UNI and the Alari, and for Pace they have the Echo and the Mercy. So if this Echo and Mercy can get value, I think, you know, UNI is going to struggle, but if UNI is, if Jet is able to pick them out of the sky, a beautiful shot from Jet right off the bat. You know, just showing that playing Widow and he's not here to mess around.
Where could my dance partner
We'll have to see what, you know, what this Echo will do, because if this Echo can get in there, you know, get on top of UNI, then UNI is going to struggle, playing into this. It also looks like, I mean, Jet is just getting, I think those are first 2 kills in the match, so, you know, Potato's gonna have to start contesting him, going forward.
cible repérée? Keep it together.
Stay near my pilot.
Yeah, I mean, UNI is just doing shock damage on the other team. And this shatter comes out from UNI. It looks like they did decide to match the Reinhardt with...
No one can hide from my sight.
Also, looks like on the stream, it's like not going on video. Good. Just had to double check that. Okay. Now I know you guys can hear me. Yeah, I mean, this is just like a solid hold from you, and I don't know what Pace is gonna be able to do here to break through. They're gonna have to use their ultimates. They swapped back off the Ryan, and they're back onto the Orisa. They have a minute 20 left for this fight. So, you know, they're probably gonna get one good push, and then they're gonna have to be able to keep going. But if they just keep allowing Jet to get these headshots like this, I don't know. It's gonna be really rough for them, just not being able to contest this Widow. But yeah, I mean, UNI is just cleaning up house. Going to this next fight, they're going to have the Amari ult, they're going to have the Widow ult, and they're going to have, I mean, they'll probably build one ult by the time the fight is going. I mean, if they can open with a tire, And if they can get some picks off that tire, they just have to watch out for, you know, the Widow or the Ana, the Amari destroying it. And what a massive ult from God's Jedi. But, I mean, Uni's not going to be able to pick up on this. So if Pace can push through here, they have Uni's tank down, which is a massive pick. And, you know, it should give them some headway to make some room. Make some space for their team to push up. So... But all UNI needs is one good fight to, you know, kind of close this map out, and Pace wouldn't even be able to get around the corner. But they do get picks onto God's Jedi. This could be the comeback for Pace going forward. But their tank does go down, and so does the Bastion, and all that is left is the Mercy, and it looks like that is going to be the rounds. You know, they got around that first corner, but not getting it around that second corner is going to be very difficult. They're going to have to contest very early, just getting onto that bridge. I don't know. This could be a very quick push for UNI if things continue how they have been headed. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we already know UNI is probably going to be coming out on the Widow, on the Reinhardt. Beyond that, I don't know what Chase is going to try for defense. They are coming out with the Bastion, and they're coming out with the Ramatra. The Ramatra is the pick I've actually been wanting to see. I know I said take them to Circuit Royale, play Dive, play the Sigma, but Reinhardt struggles into Ramatra, and the Bastion, if they're able to melt down his shield, this could be good for Chase. And they swapped to the Sigma, so I take that back. We'll see how his Sigma is, but seeing as they didn't come out on attack on Sigma, I don't know how confident this player is in Sigma. I would have preferred the Ramatra if, you know, that was something they were more comfortable in from this matchup against the Reinhardt. But we'll see here. But they do have the Widow, so both teams have the Widow. You can hear a little personal field. And the Bastion goes down already. This is very bad for Pace. I mean, Widow goes down. I think UNI just wins this. XNL's playing very smart, staying back when he was purpled, and they can't even contest. Wow. I don't know, as Pace, you know, I think you just take this as, these aren't activation matches. For everyone who is tuned in and is not familiar with how NECC matches work, so these are activation matches this week. That's why we kind of weren't promoting the streams or anything. We're just kind of getting started. Sorry, I was just distracted by God's Jedi's message. Totally lost my train of thought. But basically, NECC, that is what we've been playing in these activation matches, are just to figure out what kind of skill level the teams are at. If they do really well, they'll put them in a league that's just a little bit higher than like their team's average SR. If they, SR is season rank, by the way, so like their ratings. So if this is a plat team and they're doing really well, maybe they'll put them, you know, against diamond players or players of just a slightly higher skill, based on how these matches play out, which could be good or bad. You know, it could be good because it's, you know, it's good competition, and I know that Gold Team has capabilities to grow and to become very good players the longer they play as a team. It could be bad if they get ended up in a much higher rated league than they're supposed to be in. I was told by the people who run NECC that their failure rate for like putting teams into leagues is 6%, meaning 6% of teams like lost every single one of their games that they were in. So there's a chance, but I think Gold Team will. I have faith they'll be put in the correct league and they'll have a very good time playing up against these teams. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think they said anything about which map they're going to. Okay, they banned Esperanza, which is good. Yeah, if I was UNI, I would definitely be banning Esperanza. That is not a good map for like the Rush, Brawl, Reinhardt. And I think from what I know about UNI is they really enjoy Coliseo. That is their favorite map. I personally believe that Toronto is better for their comp, but at the end of the day, it's whatever the players are comfortable in. So we'll see what they end up picking for their map. And these matches are play all three is what the title of this is. So it is not going to be like a best of 5 or a best of 3 or, you know, first to 3, first to 2, nothing like that. It is just to play all 3. As I said, these are activation matches, so they just want us playing games. Yeah. Looks like they are going to Coliseo, which is probably, if I was on pace, that is the map I would have picked. I would not have wanted to take the Reinhardt to Toronto, so I would have picked Coliseo as well. I'm interested to see what they're gonna try again. If I had to guess, you know, we've seen the Orisa come out from pace. I would like to see the Ramatra. I would really like to see the Ramatra if their tank player is capable of playing Ramatra, because I think they would be able to bully the UNI's Reinhardt a little bit more if they would do that. And I'm assuming UNI might come out here on the Widow again. This is a good Widow map, but I know they also, you know, they kind of play that Brawl style, so we might see a Reaper or Symmetra. All right. Interesting. I don't know if he's going to stay on the Zarya. I'm very curious to see the Zarya gameplay. I'm very curious to see the Zarya gameplay. But it does look like Pace has been listening or has been reading my brain, and they are coming out on the Ramatra, but UNI is coming out on the Zarya. So this, I don't know how this is going to go either way. I know that XNL is not as comfortable on the Zarya as his Reinhardt, but if Pace is going the Ramatra just to contest the Reinhardt, then maybe it's just going to be in UNI's favor overall, playing that Zarya. UNI also has Moonlit on a life leader, which is, I mean, they're playing both of the new heroes. They have Alari and Lifeweaver. Both teams have a Lifeweaver, but I mean, we've seen Pace play Lifeweaver. I don't think we've seen UNI play the Lifeweaver yet.
And that's why you take him as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of going, I mean, yes, there are some hero swaps, but this is going how we've seen the other matches play out. UNI just opens the fight, there's yes, or there's force get picks.
Our barricade is in the lead.
And there's just not much Pace can do into them.
Hello.
UNI's coming up on, they've got Captive Sun, and looks like they have their Widow coming up, and a beautiful headshot from Jet. He really doesn't have an answer to this Widow. They didn't have an answer for it on Circuit Royale, and they definitely don't have it on Coliseo either. My internet lagged out there for a second, but yeah, it looks like UNI is fight. I mean, we're only 2 minutes into this game mode, and UNI's already gotten it past the first checkpoint, and they are not looking like there's a sign of stopping. The grab comes out for UNI, and I mean, this is just... I don't know. Hopefully the next game is a little bit closer, you know, matchup-wise. But I do know last week, the first team UNI played, to give you guys a little insight on how their games last week that we did not stream went, they did, they went up against a pretty difficult team their first match, and I believe they lost all 3 maps of their first game, and then they won all 3 maps of their second game. I was not there for their second game. I was
No one can hide from my sight.
their matches. I mean, ultimates are coming out from Pace, but UNI just has to sustain. They already got the picks. There's not much that Pace is able to do into this, and I think we're going to see a game on push that is under 5 minutes. Under 4 minutes. That was yeah. I don't know if that's just the fault on NECC for not scheduling in a team that was just very different in skill ratings, but I really didn't see a lot of showing from Pace in this matchup. They didn't take point of control. They did take the map for a little bit on the second point of Lijiang, but on Escort, I mean, they didn't even get it past the first checkpoint, and a push map in under 4 minutes that's tough. That is tough. But yeah, I mean, we have 20 minutes before the next map. Their next game is at 9. I don't remember the name of the team they're up against. Oh wait, okay. So their next game, this will be a much more difficult game for UNI, as they will be playing against the Illinois State Redbird Comets, which I may or may not know no, I do not know. I know a player on their academy team, I think, but I don't think I know a player on this team. But yeah, so if you guys don't know, Illinois State is has a very large esports program. I think they have like 6 or 7 teams in NECC playing Overwatch. So just lots of different teams. So this should be interesting. I'm excited to see how if this will be a closer matchup. I'm hoping for a closer matchup. I would like to see a closer game, a team that can give UNI a little bit more of a fight. But I do know that once the gold team starts cooking, once they start cooking, it's hard to get them to stop. It's going to take a lot. So I'm excited for this next map. I don't know if we want to take a bit of a break until their next game. We do have, I'm just reading the comments now on the Twitch, which we are on a 3-minute delay, and I'll just read some of them that I find fun. Gold team gonna get ranked over purple team. I mean, for the most part, from what I've heard from NECC, is they're not going to put, even if gold team wins all of their matches and purple team loses all of their matches, I do not think they will be in the same league just based on their ranks. They put us in Emergence Prestige last year and we swept the whole season. I mean, you know, sweeping, it's not always a bad thing. Last year we had a purple team, we only had one team last year and they ended up sweeping. They did lose in the regular season, and then the bracket was pretty much a sweep. The final like bracket at the end. Grandview. Oh, is this player from Grandview? I know one of our teams is playing against Grandview. I think it's is it purple team? Yeah, purple team's playing against Grandview. Currently. I don't know how that match is going. Looks like, looking on stream, Grandview has won the first map. And UNI... And they've just started... Oof, it's looking rough. Looking rough for UNI purple team currently. But welcome everyone who's been joining, and I didn't realize how many people we had watching on stream. Last time I looked, it was like 6. I don't think they're hosting the next game. I don't know if they know that. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to be plugging merch. I did not. Well, if you guys are interested, I will put the link in the. I know it's on a 3-minute delay, but so 3 minutes from now, you guys will see a link, or you'll hear me talking about this. I don't know how time works, but check out this link that I'm putting in. Alright, I will be back. I'm gonna go check in on white team real quick. Alright, looks like we are back in this matchup. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very genuinely excited for this matchup. I want to see how UNI plays into this team. I think it could be really exciting. And it does look like we're getting stuck on only being able to stream one side, unfortunately. But that's okay. I just want to be able to commentate on the other team's ultimates. Did we ask if we can stream both sides? I just see if they'll allow us, but we might only be getting the stream. I don't think it was both sides, but okay, I gotta put out fires for quick. Alright. I am back. Just had to confirm some things with Gold Team, but should be good going into this map. Alright, so we will only be getting the red side of stream, which is fine. But yeah, hopefully this team will put up a little bit more of a fight for Gold Team. This will be their last activation match. So, yeah, I'm, curious to see how this is gonna go for them. Because if they win this, they will be 3-1. If they lose, it'll be 2-2. For their activation series. Servasa is not in our map pool, but I think they're just kind of messing around. What did they say? Oh, they picked Lijiang. I think, so if anyone here watches or has played on a collegiate team, I think Lijiang that's gotta be most teams' favorite map. I mean, I've played in my fair share of tournaments, and a lot of tournaments have Lijiang Tower, like if they're gonna have a singular starting map, like Lijiang Tower is just their go-to. Alright, everyone's gonna start on Lijiang. And it's been in multiple tournaments, it's not just like one tournament. And then in this, like I've noticed in this fan pick system, teams will more likely than not pick Lijiang Tower. I think part of it is because, I mean, it's a classic map. It's been in the game since the beginning. It's pretty, it has good graphics, it's good for in this setting.
Is a dream not yet realized.
They know how to play Rush. Rush is a very
I can do
low.
this on my own. Probably faster.
Someone needs to fill this saddle.
I believe is the correct term. It's the gap isn't as wide between
4, 3, 2, 1.
Can't escape.
and it's
Capture
there's
the
no
objective.
simplest comp for teams that are kind of lower as a team to practice. Not the Reinhardt on this map. I'm not really sure why. I don't know, maybe there was some profile checking done and he thought they were gonna come out on the Orisa. But it does look like they will take this first, yeah, I mean, UNI is coming up on their support ultimates, and they do get a pick. So this is really, really big push for UNI, and they're coming out with the coalescence. Of course, Illinois matches it. So, there's some trading going on here. But, I mean, the Reaper core, or whoever they have to pick on, should be coming back for Illinois. Shatter is used, and Beat is used from Illinois, and UNI uses the Orisa ultimate, and they're cleaning up. So, oh, and UNI did take the point. I didn't even see that. It looks like Illinois did have to back up and get off the point, and UNI takes it. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of ultimates were used in that fight. Obviously, I can't check and see what all was used, but it does look like, it was a clean fight for them. Yeah, alright. So I'm pulling tab here now, and it does look like, so UNI is going into this fight with Amari ults, and they're gonna pop it. I don't know if they'll be able to get any picks. They get 3 or 2 picks right off the bat, and other people are very low, and just a clean fight from UNI. I believe, so Illinois is probably going to have Reaper ults and Sojourn ult, if I had to guess, coming into this fight. Maybe they're going to have getting close on that Moira ult again, but UNI still has Blizzard, and they still have Reaper. And this is coming into last fight territory. Last good fight for Illinois to take this point. So we'll see if UNI, pops their ultimate first. And they do come out with the Mei ultimate. And the Reaper ults into the Mei ultimate! Oh my gosh! Well, looks like this is gonna be another clean seg. Well, okay, there's more time left than I thought. That was a very quick fight. So they might have time to touch. It'll be kind of scrappy, coming from Illinois. We'll see if they swap anything to come out faster. But it's going to be close. UNI still has really good full lessons. Illinois popped full lessons. They got the results, but not much else coming through for Illinois. And UNI takes the first map. It might not show it as much in the percentages, but I do think this fight was, a lot closer than this last matchup was for UNI. So I think we should be seeing, some more good fights here coming out from Illinois. But UNI looks like they're deciding to stick with the Orisa.
My dimensions have not changed.
Excuse me. It's really interesting. I don't know what has prompted them to play the Orisa. I don't know if XNL is just feeling it. But yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing a sim strat. I don't know if they're just teleporting out of spawn or if they'll be teleporting onto the map. Okay, it does look like they will be doing the TP strat onto the point. Yep, they got the— oh no! No! The TP does not go there! Oh no! So it looks like it was not executed very well, and looks like there's been some miscommunication as the Symmetra went straight to the point, but the rest of the team was just not there. Yeah, rough start for UNI. Can we press save? So we can be— oh wait, never mind. I was looking at my own screen. I'm watching it online so I can look at what characters the other team has. Yeah, I mean, as far as ultimates go, not entirely sure where we're going to be at. It looks like UNI is just going to have to wait it out or try to get a pick. Otherwise, yeah, they can just get some clean headshots or something. They don't really have much to catch people out. If they did swap off the Symmetra and onto the Reaper, so if the Reaper does some flanking, maybe gets a pick. And they get the enemy team's Reaper, so if UNI can go in and push off of this, that's 2 picks for UNI. Illinois is down 2, and it looks like UNI is going to clean up, and they will capture the points again. So, this fight kind of started in a similar way as last time, where Illinois takes that point initially, and we'll see if UNI is able to hold on it for the rest of time. But I do have to expect some ultimates are coming online. I don't know if that grab was an accident or what was going on there. I'm not entirely sure. UNI did have to use 2 ultimates. No, they used 4 ultimates in this fight just to hold on, and I don't think— I mean, I couldn't really tell, but I don't think— I mean, they used Cole. Okay, Illinois used Cole. I didn't see if they used anything else. But that was a big investment from UNI for that fight. They're only going to have the Reaper ults going forward. So it will be— if Illinois plays this smart, they should be able to capture this point. I don't know if they're going to bait out UNI's ultimate or if they can start and engage with theirs. But yeah, there comes the Reaper ultimate. And UNI just didn't have anything to answer it, as they did use beat and grab and about everything in the last fight. So we'll see if UNI can open up with a Reaper ultimate of their own. As far as I can tell, I think Illinois still has grab. I did not see it being used. Yeah, I'm really testing my ult tracking. While also just trying to watch and commentate this game. interested. Both UNI's tank and Illinois' Moira died. I was gonna say a different phrase, but I don't. It's probably not. But and then UNI just takes it, even though they're down their tank. That was a very odd engage. I honestly don't really know how that happened. I mean, obviously, you know, XNL must have, I don't know if it's right click, left click, but yeah, there comes the Reaper ult from UNI. You know, UNI's got 2 more ultimates coming into this, and I don't think that Illinois is going to be able to touch. Lucio can give a try, but he is unsuccessful in doing that, and UNI takes Lijiang. So I think what we learned from this is do not take the UNI gold team to Lijiang Tower, and XNL can play Orisa on Lijiang Tower. So, going back to our previous match, you know, as I said last time, I would say, you know, you're thinking, all right, they beat us in the Rush matchup. Let's take them to Circuit Royale. And I'm rescinding my statement of saying that I would take UNI to Circuit Royale, and I'm replacing it with, if Illinois has a good Widow player, if they have a very strong long-range hit scan, then I would take UNI to Circuit Royale. If you guys don't know, so S-Jet is UNI's Widow player. He is a COD player, so he's fairly new, I believe, to Overwatch, but he's not new to playing video games. And his aim is very good. So putting him on a map where Widow is really strong, like Junkertown. Junkertown is not good for Reinhardt for UNI, but they can just play the Orisa. Or I know XNL has talked about playing Diva. They could do either one of those. But this is a very, very strong map for Widow, which I... yeah, this is a very strong map for Widow, so I'm very curious to see how Illinois does against UNI on this map. Yeah, interesting pick. Sometimes I forget Junkertown is a choice. I think my mind always goes to Circuit Royale. It falls kind of in that same category with Lijiang Tower, I believe. I think people did not like Circuit Royale when it initially came out. Like, I remember teams, not necessarily teams, but like you'd hop in a quick play game or like comp games and everyone was like, I don't like this map. But I think over time, it has become, at least in the competitive collegiate scene, teams' favorite map to play as far as escort maps goes. Like, everyone wants to practice Circuit Royale, everyone wants to play Circuit Royale. I don't know if it's because it's almost always a guaranteed you get to play Sigma, and tanks like playing Sigma. I don't know what it is. But teams enjoy playing that map. But we are on Junkertown, which I'm excited for some variants because, you know, it's nice to go to different maps. Kind of get a different view of things. So it looks like UNI is coming out on the Widow, the Junker Queen, Life Weaver, and Reaper. I will say Gold Team has not practiced Junkertown at all. So I have no idea how this is going to go for them, other than Jet is going to have to figure out where to find angles and click heads on Widow. But the Junker Queen with the Mercy Life Weaver. Oh my gosh, I keep yawning. I only got 6 hours of sleep last night, and I didn't feel it in the morning, but I guess I'm feeling it right now. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes for them.
Enemy here.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought he was just gonna get away with that and like kill all of them, but I mean he did disrupt their backline quite a bit.
Where could my dance partner be?
Enemy sighted.
It looks like there was a headshot there. I couldn't tell if that was from the Life Weaver or coming from the Widow. But it looks like... So, Illinois does not have a Widow to match. They have a Sojourner, but she's going to get heavily outranged by the Widow. So, I'm curious to see... Okay! Comes in, gets the pick on the Illari, but I think UNI is still down there, Mercy. So I don't know how... Still the 4v4. But they do invest a little. Oh, UNI does get a pick onto the Sojourn. They get the cleanse out, and here goes ultimates. It's not looking too hot as Illinois is very low health, and it looks like UNI is just going to take that first point. Yeah, strong showing for UNI again here. You know, I said it at the beginning of this map, but they're going to have an answer for Jet's Widow. It's, they're just going to have an answer for it. They're going to have something, whether it's sticking your Sigma shield up in the Widow's face, having someone else swap to Widow, having someone swap to Tracer, someone swap to a Dive, a Diva, or Winston. But as it stands right now, Jet is just going to keep getting this space for free. Unless Illari throws her Captain Sun directly on the Widow, but she's just able to escape, and there's nothing really, I mean, they put the Captain Sun only on the Widow, and it didn't get the kill on the Widow. It did take the Widow out of the fight, but it didn't matter because the rest of UNI, I mean, Locarpus came in to just clean house, and there was nothing Illinois could do. And UNI is going into this final point with 5 minutes to push, which is a lot of time going into this third point. It's basically a guaranteed, you know, unless you get stuck on that corner, and because this point can be hard to crack. This can be a difficult point to get it all the way around that bend, but 5 minutes is a lot of time and gives UNI a lot of time to bank up, you know, all of their ultimates. They do have both of their support ultimates online, so they could look to just keep pushing. And guys, Jedi gets the pick on the Soldier, and this is just not looking good for Illinois at all. Yeah, I mean, UNI is just keeping up the momentum. They're just snowballing through Junkertown. They're really going to need a hard stop. And getting a pick on the Zen could be that hard stop. So yeah, I mean, UNI is down. They're down 1. Well, they're down 2. Illinois is down 1. I think UNI is just going to have to wait this out a little bit. Well, as I say that, their tank does get a pick. Jet goes down. I think they just need to back up, they need to regroup, and they need to build their ultimates. They need to just come out, have 5 ultimates, and then push with that. Jet swaps off Widow to the Hanzo, which I do think, I might have told them to play Widow this map, but coming into this last point, it's not as conducive to Widow. It's just a lot closer range. You want to play something more close range here. Like, I mean, Hanzo's alright, but something like a Cassidy or a Soldier could also be good for this fight. But it looks like that's both support ultimates from UNI. We have a support ultimate coming from, oh, nice headshot onto the tank. And you guys pushing, you know? They knew that they had the healing, and they could just go in with full damage. Now, using both of their ultimates just to get around that bend, Illinois will be able to recontest. But it's going to be scrappy, right? It's going to be, they're going to keep coming out of spawn. They're going to be using ultimates as they get them. And yeah, it's going to be really difficult for them to hold on to this. I think UNI, I think this is where they just take it with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in their time bank. So even if, I think this is going to be a difficult push for Illinois, just knowing how they've played, and now UNI on the defensive. I'm assuming Jet's gonna swap back to the Widow, and I don't know what the answer is. If you do not have a Widow that can contest this Widow, and if you're not willing to either give the Widow a personal shield or have like some sort of dive to go on the Widow, I don't know what their answer is. Because, you know, they're just kind of sticking with that rush with the Reinhardt, and it's just not going to work. So yeah. So it looks like UNI, they've swapped onto back. It was on Mercy and then Zen. I do think the back is going to be much better for defense, just so they have that more healing, more sustain. It looks like UNI will be on the Reinhardt. I honestly don't remember what tank he was playing on attack because it did not matter. Just because of how much, I mean, they were just rolling. I think it was Orisa. It could have been Ryan. But they were just rolling, and that's about all there is to say on that. I am curious to see how Reaper is going to do here on defense at this, you know, more long range. Because, oh my gosh, I will have to get closer up into this fight. I promise you guys, I am not yawning because it is boring. I am yawning because I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I could have. My body decided to wake me up at 7. And I just didn't fall back asleep. So.
Come here, will you?
It does look like they have a Widow. So they are wanting to contest Jet. And it doesn't matter that they have a Widow because the Junkrat, I guess, can take out the Widow as well. I might have counted Illinois out a little too soon here, as I mean they're cleaning house on this push. And that's gonna be a big stagger for them as well. I know XNO is trying to hang on there, but I think there it's quicker if he just dies because now their team is going to have to wait a while for it to come back. Alright, I think the swap off Reaper is good, if that's what he was doing.
The name's Cassidy.
On to Cassidy. Yep, that is a very, very good swap. I honestly would have preferred to see him come out on the Cassidy. I think Cassidy is going to be a much better pick here. Just being able to play at that longer range. The Reaper just really did not fit. Sorry, I'm drinking my water now. I was talking a lot without drinking my water, even though I have a full water bottle. And I'm not feeling it. Grid Shatter coming from XNL. They are going to be able to contest here. I think this is going to be a lot more comfortable point for UNI now that they are on. Now that they're on the Cassidy, and you know Jet is aware. He's like, all right, I've got a Widow contesting me. Which Moonlit takes out the Widow. With those, you gotta be careful. Those Pico shoot. What are they called? They pack a punch if she gets you in the head, especially on Widow because she's got a little bit of reduced AC. Yeah, I think this. Oh my gosh, beautiful headshot coming from Locarpus. Locarpus is just. He's clicking heads, he's taking names, and he is not dying to the enemy Widow. He is saying, nah. Jet gets that pick. Great fight from UNI. Great fight from UNI. Yeah, those were just clean shots. There's not much else to say. UNI did use 3 ultimates. Okay, I guess that is something to say. And they swap. Illinois swaps off the bash or off the Widow onto a Bastion. I don't know if it's to help more with shield break. They have Junkrat, so this should, in theory, be breaking Reinhardt's shield very quickly. But it doesn't matter if you get shattered. Oh, and UNI still has the Cassidy ultimate for this fight. I don't know the last time that we saw Illinois' Reinhardt shatter, but it doesn't matter because now he is on to Winston. Interesting. I talked about going dive to get on top of the Widow, so I have to assume that was their thought process. Oh no. Someone needs to play, the Junker, I can't think of it. Junkenstein's Revenge. Junkenstein's Revenge. You can get lots of practice shooting tires as Cassidy. In October, I guess, when it comes back. Or it might be, they might bring it into Anniversary. The Anniversary event is going on right now, so they might bring it into that. We'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, I mean, UNI's got 5 ultimates coming online. They use Tire, and they're kind of looking at 1 to 2 more fights. I mean, they still have to get this part all the way over. It's definitely going to take them 2 fights to get through, but I don't think they're going to, even have a chance. UNI just keeps getting picks like this at the start of these fights. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one for Illinois. And they're swapping again! I don't know what is going on. I don't know if they used their Ana ult. I can't check. I don't have the ability to see both sides, but I'm pretty sure they swapped off of Ana while having Nano. Which they also did earlier on Lijiang, so I don't know. I don't know what the thought process is there at that point. Nano on Winston is a very good ultimate. Maybe they used it when earlier.
They got us outnumbered.
But, well, UNI does go down with Bastion. And I don't know if they're going to try to recontest this. It looks like they aren't. Okay, yeah, so they're not going to contest this, but they only have 1:40 to push, so they already have less time than UNI does in their time bank. Yeah, and there's no way they're going to get it over a minute, so no matter what, even if they push it all the way, UNI will get time added to their time bank. My guess is it's going to go into overtime. It will go into overtime. A minute is not a lot of time to push. Although, if UNI can't get it together, then they will be able to push all the way. Illinois is definitely putting up more of a fight here on Junkertown. They said, we're not down, we're not out, we want to keep playing, we want to keep going, and we want to show that we came here to play some Overwatch. And it's possible I cast or curse this, because they might get this in, with some time left in their bank.
Can't escape death.
Just swap back into the neutral, which I think is alright, especially help them with the Winston. Yeah, but playing into the Bastion is going to be really difficult.
My throne is where I say it is.
This is going to be a scrappy fight from UNI. It's going to be coming out of spawn, touching the payload, and they get it. Alright. But I did not cast a curse. I did say if they get it, it will be in overtime, and it was. So UNI gets a whole other minute added to their time bank. They have 3 minutes and 33 seconds up against Illinois' 1 minute. You know, for UNI, my hope is that they learned from, I mean, they lost that first map, or that first point on this map really quickly. So, you know, if Illinois does the same thing, it's possible that they could keep going and they could, you know, push it really far. But, you know, maybe UNI has learned. It looks like they have switched up their comp a little bit, coming out on the Avari May. It looks like they're looking to play a lot more brawly. Jet said, I am done with the Widow on Junkertown. I don't want to do it anymore. And he's on the Symmetra.
Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot mend.
My healing pylon is here.
No.
Amazing. Yay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Yeah, looks like they're coming out on the Winston again. It looks like it, you know, it worked well for them previously, so they're wanting to try it again. Ooh, the Sombra! I did not see that they came out with the Sombra. But it doesn't matter, because XNL and Moonlit are cleaning house. And they're cleaning up that fight, clinching that fight for their team. They said, no, we are not going to lose this point immediately like we did last time. We are going to hold this together. And they did so very nicely.
They are running out of time. Engage the play.
Moonlit does go down. Okay, they're in a 4v4 situation right now, although it's looking very scary for Low Carpus on the May. Yeah, he's gonna have to get out of there. Yeah, I'm curious to see if UNI is going to try to build their ultimates to get them off the point. But if I were them, I would back up, wait a little bit, make sure you have your full team, and then, you know, push into them with the ultimate. But you always have to be careful pushing into a Bastion, as when he has his turret form. A lot of people. Did they come out with Avari? I don't know if they procced it. Oh, it looks like he did ult. Okay, we are in 4v4 territory. The Blizzard does come out from UNI. And it's a really close fight. But they got off the payload! They were still alive! They had, what, 3 people there? And they just... I don't know if the tree, like, blocked their, like, vision of the payload. I don't know if it blocked kind of where they were standing so that they couldn't get on the payload. But that was... I mean, that was a C9, if you ask me. To me, that looked like... I mean, they weren't necessarily winning, but they still... Getting off that payload there, I mean, their spawn is a lot closer. I think they could have gone that fight on longer. I don't know if they would have ended up winning it, but having 3 people there and having none of them on point is going to be really detrimental.
Not close enough to know he preferred roses.
You know, to how far that they pushed it. I think if they had those 3 people and maybe they were able to clean up some picks, you know, get their ultimates going. I don't know. You know, it would have been close. It would have been, their DPS would have needed to step up, get some picks, but...
I'm thinking on how best to utilize you.
Unfortunate.
Perhaps.
Alright, from UNI, we have a Moira, a Zen, coming back out on the Widow, and a Reinhardt. This will be interesting to see how they push You know, I don't know if they're going to be going just towards on the Bastion, like on the tank and then on the Bastion, or kind of what their plan here is. You don't typically have teams play Moira Zen just because Moira plays a lot more close, Zen plays a lot more distance, but having characters play, you know, kind of their comfort picks is important, but it's, yeah, it's just over for Illinois at this point. Well, it was a closer map, I will say. This was a much closer map. They put up a really good fight, Illinois did, but UNI was just able to turn it around, and I guess they didn't have to turn around, but they were able to clean it up. Beautiful headshots that we get to see. Beautiful shots. Maybe it's ban a map. I mean, yeah. I think Esperanza is going to be UNI's ban every single time. And it's just going to be a matter of if teams take them to Coliseo or New Queens, which they are picking New Queens. I think I would pick New Queens too, just because I would not want to go up against Jet's Widow again on Coliseo. Esperanza. I don't know why it's taking them so long to start. I think both teams said that they're ready to go. But if anyone here is watching our stream and is not tuned into the Purple Team stream, Purple Team is winning this game. It's kind of looking like a stomp, I think, from UNI's side. But you know, we saw some good fights from Illinois, so I'm hoping we get to see some more good fights, and this map is not under 4 minutes. Because that is a very short push map. That is not super common. Most of the times, you'll see the timer go all the way down through those 10 minutes. There's sometimes if it's more uneven that it'll be like that, but you can just stare at the Toronto subway map. I like the purple train. Purple train. Dark blue train?
Come on, Snowball. We need our help.
Never looked at it before, but I wonder
I don't care
the point of that train.
what you've got. Don't bring it onto the battlefield.
You're one to talk.
I don't know if those machines are they subway ticket machines?
3, 2,
Not really sure. Anyways, talking about the maps. So it looks like we're coming out on Reinhardt's May, Mercy, Soldier, and Ilari. I don't know. I don't know if the other team is also going to match with the Reinhardt. They're going to play the Alisa. Oh, and they come out on the Ramatra. Of course, the kid. Reinhardt's into Ramatra matchup. Looks like they have a Bap, Sim, Sojourn and a Lucio to go with the no picks yet. Oh, just as I say that, Jet does get a kill onto the Lucio, although it's looking pretty rough for XNL, but even fight right now, and the Mercy gets the res onto UNI's tank. That is massive for UNI, although the Mercy does go down for it, and the Ramatra is just in their backline taking out their supports, but it looks like UNI is going to be able to clean up. So hopefully they go in and, you know, they're able to bring the bot around and they get the kill on the Sojourn. That is a nice stagger from UNI. So now they will take control of the push bot. And they'll have the advantage to set up for the next fight, which this is kind of a weird spot to set up and get ready for the next fight, because the enemy team can come from behind you, or they can come from around the corner. They've got high ground that they can sit up on. Looks like they're going to attack from behind, which I could get a nice nail here. Yeah, ultimates are being popped. Both tanks go down. UNI also loses a support, but they still have control of the push bot, and Illinois isn't really contesting them for it. So even though they're losing this fight, they're still getting to push the bot a decent amount. Looks like they are coming up to contest it now, maybe, but they're still pushing the bot, which is crazy. And the Mei ultimate comes out. I mean, UNI might get this bot further. Ooh, but the kill on the Alari, the Ramatra just kind of, he's able to run right past the Rhine and get that kill. But UNI's still fighting for this. They still want it. They said, we want the close spawns. And Illinois is saying, no, you can't have them. We're not gonna give it to you. But there was a nice, you know, it's an extended fight. As Illinois takes control back of the box. See how long, you know, UNI waits before they contest, it. Which, Illinois isn't pushing it right now. It looks like they set their entire team up to fight on the high ground, and the bot is just, he's just hanging out. And it looks like UNI is winning this fight. They get the Mercy res onto the soldier. Their tank does die for it though. And they're using Panther Sun just to clean up, make sure they win that fight. And they're gonna take control back over the bots. Hopefully, you know, maybe they can get their tank on early spawn. But it looks like they will not.
Let's get this barricade moving.
That he is already respawned.
Be uplifted. I'm at the height of
But they do get the checkpoint after winning that fight. Yeah, it was really odd there, I think. Moonlight gets the Mercy kill on the Ramatra. Beautiful Mercy gameplay. You know, just shooting at the tank, pushing the lovely bot. But yeah, you know, UNI said, hey, last time we were on a push map, we pushed it all the way, and we want to do it again. They tasted it, they know what it's like to get a push map done in under 4 minutes, and they said, we want to do it again. Oof. 2 people do go down for the side of UNI. They are down 3 to 4. Valve does come out from UNI, but the Mercy gets picked, tank gets picked, and it looks like Illinois is going to take control back over the bot. I'm not too sure which ultimates they had to use there. I've not been tracking ultimates as much this game. It's just kind of the usage of them has been odd.
Tactical visor ready for deployment.
Just the layout of the map. I know they used the baffle earlier when they pushed them top
We
side.
have the robot. Time to move.
So all UNI really has to take control over the bot is going to be that super visor. And the Ramatra ult comes out. XL misses the pin onto the tank, and if I were UNI here, I'd contest on the bot, and I'd just die. Figure with my team. The Mei stagger. This could be pretty bad for UNI if you guys not able to get out. Yeah, that is really, really bad stagger, and it could cost UNI this point.
Who needs healing?
Just not being able to contest with their full team. They might try to contest with the visor, have the tank touch. If they do come out and catch the sun, it gets the Lucio beat out, so then the visor is able to clean up. And UNI does take this back, and they do not allow Illinois to get that checkpoint. So good retake from UNI. But the other team, they're not gonna have Ramatra ult, they're not gonna have Lucio ult. They will have their DPS ults, I believe. I do not know if you have seen them yet or not.
Let's get moving.
I think we do have the Kiriko coming from UNI. I think the Kiriko is better overall. I'm not entirely sure what the thought process was with those ultimates coming from UNI, but they used both Shatter and Mei ults in, I mean, it was a losing fight. The Shatter maybe, but there was a Mei wall up, and I think there was a Ramatra shield, and it was just not... I don't know if the comms were there from UNI. Well, I do know they weren't there, or they weren't being listened to. Yeah, that was a very, very interesting usage of their ultimates. But, so it looks like we're down to a minute 40. Illinois, they'll probably be able to capture the point now. You're seeing as Unite's tank is down, they're not going to want to contest this. But, this fight is going to be, they have to contest. Illinois still has to push the bot pretty far. They still have a bit of a ways to go to catch up where UNI is. And UNI's win condition is not letting them get that far. If they can clean up here, which it looks like they should be able to with the Kiriko ults. Do use the beat, but Ramatra's just so low that it's not very helpful. But UNI is throwing everything that they have into this fight. They use Kiriko ult, they use the Lisa ult. I guess they still have Mei ult, and they have both of their DPS ults. Going forward, and it looks like they'll probably, if I had to guess, push it so that they can get that checkpoint for those fast respawns, and then I don't know. There's only 30 seconds left. They don't really need to push it any further. It's always fun to finish the map. But realistically, you're just giving the enemy team a close respawn. So my thought process here is lose this fight, and then just come back if they get those fast respawns. Which it looks like Ilaria will get the short respawn, and their tank will get the short respawn.
If we stop them, it's over.
Yeah, their whole team gets the short respawn, so it's good for UNI. They'll just come in here, use their ultimates. Yeah, it's going to be a battle basically of who can use their ultimates better going into this fight. And UNI opens the fight with a massive 3-person Captain Sun into a Mei ult. And yeah, that's GG. UNI went 3-0 both games, you know, for these activation matches. So they had a very, very strong showing going into these fights. So, you know, beautiful play from the gold team for UNI. Very, very strong showing. It'll be interesting to see, you know, where that puts them in the league. Hopefully, just because they won all three, they don't get like promoted up to a league where they'll be playing against like purple team. But we'll have to see. But they played very well, and you know, I think this was a much closer match, but it was still a 3-0 coming from UNI. So very, very, very good job on those players. Congrats to the gold team for winning those games. I don't know, in the past we've done like player interviews. I don't think that's something we're going to do because I need to talk to the teams, even though a lot of them are getting off now, and just kind of recap some things with them. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching the stream, and we should have casters that are not myself going forwards, just so I could be talking with the teams. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and we will see you guys next Thursday. Time still to be determined.